Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. In this session we'll be discussing from the verses 22 to 29 of the 14th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This chapter deals with the topic of the disappearance of Lord Krishna, and we have come to the portion where Yudhishthira Maharaj has observed bad omens and is conjecturing the disappearance of Lord Krishna. And while he is discussing with Bhimasena and pointing out all the bad omens, what happens next is being described in these series of verses. So the 22nd verse, Iti chintayatas tasya drishta arishtena chetasa rajnyaha pratyagamat brahman yadupurya kapidhvajaha. The meaning of this verses, O Brahmana Shaunaka. Now remember, all this is being narrated by Suta Goswami to the sages of Naimisharanya headed by Shaunaka about these historical incidents. So Suta Goswami is telling, while Maharaj Yudhishthira, observing the inauspicious signs on the earth at that time, was thus thinking to himself, Arjuna came back from the city of the Yadus, from Dwaraka. So we have heard how Yudhishthira was seeing bad omens and thinking, why has Arjuna not returned? And just when he was talking to Bhima, Arjuna returned, came back from the city of Dwaraka. Then what happened? 23rd verse. Tam padayor nipatitam ayatha purvam aturam adho vadanam abbindun srijantam nayanabjayoho. The meaning of this verse is, when he bowed at his feet, who was bowing at whose feet? Arjuna was bowing down at the feet of Yudhishthira. The king, that is Yudhishthira, saw that his dejection was unprecedented. His head was down and tears glided from his lotus eyes. This is the state in which Yudhishthira is observing Arjuna has come back, but tears are gliding from his eyes. And he was very dejected. His face was very showing a lot of unhappiness. The 24th verse, Vilokyo dvigna hridayo vichayam anujam nripaha pruchatisma suran madhye samsmaran naraderitam. The meaning of this verse is, seeing Arjuna pale due to heartfelt anxieties, the king, that is Yudhishthira, remembering the indications of the sage Narada, questioned him in the midst of friends. Now Arjuna is being questioned by Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira remembered Narada's foretelling in the past. After Dhritarashtra's departure, Narada had told the Pandavas, you remain here till Krishna remains on the earth, and after that you can depart. So has Krishna departed, is Yudhishthira's question. Now Yudhishthira's inquiry to Arjuna, the 25th verse, Yudhishthira vacha kachid anartha puryam naha swajana sukhamasate madhu bhoja dashar arha satvata andhaka vrishnayaha. The meaning of this verse, Maharaj Yudhishthira said, he is addressing Arjuna, my dear brother, please tell me whether our friends and relatives such as Madhu, Bhoja, Dasharha, Arha, Satvata, Andhaka and the members of the Yadu family are all passing their days in happiness. He is inquiring about the well-being of the different provincial kings or clans of the Yadu dynasty were ruling different parts of the different provinces. So Madhu dynasty, Bhoja dynasty, Dasharha dynasty, Arha dynasty, Satvata dynasty. So it is said elsewhere in the 10th canto, Krishna was the king of 101 clans of the Yadu dynasty. Krishna was the chief. So there were so many clans, and Krishna was the chief of all those, primarily because all of them who were heading the members of those clans of the Yadu dynasty, they were all devotees of Krishna, pure devotees of Krishna. So Krishna descended to display his pastimes along with his associates from the spiritual world. Of course, not all are associates. Some of them are associates, some of them are joining Krishna's pastimes after becoming eligible to go back to Godhead. So Yudhishthira is inquiring first of all about the well-being of all those clans of the Yadu dynasty, whether they are all doing well, from Arjuna. Because Arjuna had gone to Dwarka to find out about Krishna's next program, and Arjuna has returned. So Yudhishthira is inquiring. 26th verse, Shuro Mata Maha Kachit Swastyaste Vatha Marishaha Matulas Sanuja Kachit Kushali Anaka Dundubihi. The meaning of this verse is my respectable grandfather Shurasena in a happy mood? And are my maternal uncle Vasudeva and his younger brothers all doing well? Now Shurasena is Vasudeva's father, and Vasudeva is the maternal uncle of Yudhishthira, because Yudhishthira's mother Kunti's brother is Vasudeva. So therefore Vasudeva, Krishna's father, is the maternal uncle of Yudhishthira. So that's how Yudhishthira and Krishna are cousins. So he is inquiring, Yudhishthira is inquiring about his grandfather Shurasena, who is the father of Kunti, Yudhishthira's mother. So Yudhishthira is inquiring, maternal grandfather, is he doing well? And maternal uncle Vasudeva, is he doing well, along with his younger brothers? 27th verse, Sapta Swasaras Tatpatnyo Matulanya Sahatmajaha Asate Sasnusha Kshemam Devaki Pramukha Swayam. The translation of this verse is, his 7 wives headed by Devaki are all sisters. Are they and their sons and daughters-in-law all happy? Further, Yudhishthira is making inquiry about the wives of Vasudeva. Vasudeva was the king of the Shurasena province, and he had 7 wives. These queens were headed by Devaki, and Devaki's sisters were all married to Vasudeva only. So 7 sisters, all are the wives of Vasudeva. So he's inquiring about their welfare and about their sons and daughters-in-law. 28th and 29th verses are given together, so I'll read them together. Kachid Raja Ahuko Jivati Asatputro Asya Chanujaha Hridika Sasuto Akruro Jayanta Gada Saranaha Asate Kushalam Kachid Yecha Shatrujit Adayaha Kachid Aste Sukham Ramo Bhagavan Satvatam Prabhuhu. The meaning of these 2 verses are Ugrasena, whose son was the mischievous Kamsa, and his younger brother still living? Are Hridika and his son Kritavarma happy? Are Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana, Shatrujit all happy? How is Balaram, the personality of Godhead and the protector of devotees? So this is the inquiry by Yudhishthira to Arjuna. Specifically is asking about the different relatives of Krishna living with him in Dwaraka. Particularly, the mention is made about Balaram, the personality of Godhead, who is also the protector of all devotees. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains, Hastinapura, the capital of the Pandavas, was situated somewhere near present New Delhi, and the kingdom of Ugrasena was situated in Mathura. While returning to Delhi from Dwaraka, Arjuna must have visited the city of Mathura, and therefore the inquiry about the king of Mathura is valid. Arjuna is returning from Dwaraka, has returned from Dwaraka to Hastinapura, which is New Delhi. So on the way he would have passed through Mathura, so he's inquiring about Mathura. Amongst various names of the relatives, the name of Rama or Balarama, eldest brother of Lord Krishna, is added with the words, the personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. Because Lord Balaram is the immediate expansion of Vishnu Tattva as Prakasha Vigraha of Lord Krishna. What is this meaning of Prakasha Vigraha? Now, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the one and only one Supreme Lord in the entire creation, the entire existence. But he expands, and there are different types of expansions. So, the immediate expansion is called the expansion of the Vishnu Tattva. That means the personality of Godhead with his all godly qualities, godly characteristics, expands as Vishnu Tattva. They are all the expansions, immediate expansions, the personal expansions, full expansions, are having the same power, same qualities. They are all the same Supreme Personality of God, Krishna only. So Srila Prabhupada explains this. Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna. So Prabhupada says further, the Supreme Lord, although one without a second, expands himself as many other living beings. The Vishnu Tattva living beings are expansions of the Supreme Lord. Here living being should not be confused with ordinary living entities. Here living being means their personalities are fully conscious and persons, but they are expansions of the Supreme Lord himself, and all of them are qualitatively and quantitatively equal with the Lord. This is called Vishnu Tattva. Balaram, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Keshava, Narayana, all of them are qualitatively and quantitatively equal with the Lord. But expansions of the Jiva Shakti, the category of ordinary living beings, are not at all equal with the Lord. So even we, living beings, ordinary living beings, we are also expansions of the Lord, but we are not equal with the Lord. One who considers the Vishnu Tattva and the Jiva Shakti to be on equal level is considered a condemned soul of the world. That means you should never equate any ordinary living being, Jiva Shakti, with Vishnu Tattva, with the personality of Godhead or his expansions. So, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, Balaram, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, all of them are on the level of Supreme God, and we are at a much lower level, insignificant beings who have got the quality of the Supreme Lord as spirit soul. We are spiritual beings, but quantitatively very tiny. Lord is infinite, we are infinitesimal. So therefore, Balaram is addressed as the personality of Godhead and the protector of the devotees. So Prabhupada says, therefore, Balaram is described also as the mercy incarnation of Supreme Lord, manifested as a spiritual master who is the savior of the pure devotees. So Balaram is the first Guru, Adi Guru, and our spiritual master Prabhupada is the representative Balaram as the mercy incarnation. Prabhupada is very, very merciful upon the suffering souls, and therefore Prabhupada is preaching in this world and wants to rescue the suffering souls and take them back to God. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.